Elliot was already waving at us. I'm just picturing Elliot, like this little emo guy, doing like a wave with his full body, so full arm extended, like back and forth.
The car wash.
You can picture it now too,
balloon,
right?
the car sale.
Yes, yes, but that's Elliot just over here. You can now never unsee it. You're welcome.
Thanks, Moon. I need
Elliot
to
was
find
already-
a short video of the gif of the car wash balloon and just put it
Yeah.
there. Well, another round. Let's go. All right.
Oh, was that the intro?
You know what? Sure. Hi, everybody. We're back.
I wasn't ready.
We're back.
I was like, okay.
I'm
just gonna
definitely
wait
not
for
as
Wolves to tell me we're
professional
going.
on this channel as my
No kidding.
I'm just like, yo, what's up? How's it going? Anyways, we're back for another more Changeling. Madison is sadly still not here with us. Sad. But it's okay. Soon. Like, maybe after the prologue.
What are you talking about? Madison is here with us.
Oh yeah, you're right. Madison, we love you.
We're so cool. We love you, Madison.
We love you, Madison.
Fine. We're fine.
Yeah.
Sorry, Madison.
Anyways, let me... Okay. Tuesday, October 12th. This is where we left off. So we're trying to get through the
I
prologue.
forgot I'm the main character.
Yeah, let's go. I hope you have water ready.
I was kind of drinking all of it.
Save it.
I need to have a water break. Yes. Did everyone understand that?
Starting out great.
I'm glad.
We're having a
That
great
is it.
time.
Okay, what just happened? We
In the
had
story?
Motorcycle Boy
Yeah.
was just and dropped us off.
Yep.
Was that the last thing that happened?
Yeah. Now we're asleep. And it's
Oh,
October
okay.
12th. So
Yay. Okay. I was pretty sure I was dreaming. But it was cold and pitch black, and there was no sound, no sensation. I tried to move, but it was as if the darkness was weighing me down. I tried to scream, but there was nothing. I couldn't hear the sound. There was nothing. There was a period there. End
Yeah.
of sentence. I couldn't hear the sound of my own voice. I couldn't even feel myself screaming. As I waited for any sign, any sound, or hint of light, I slowly became aware of the fact that I was running. The slow tingle of sensation began to creep back. My feet were crashing through what felt like underbrush. The cold prickle of wet pine needles jabbed into me as I ran. I have to find what? I didn't know. Inwardly, I screamed at myself to stop running.
still
Who
you.
is this? Me? Okay.
Mhm.
No, not yet. Not yet! It was my voice speaking, but it wasn't me. Oh, I should have picked up my voice into kid voice, shouldn't I have?
No.
It's okay. No? Okay. I sounded raspy and weird. Taking notes, okay? And I didn't even know what I meant by that. Finally, I came to a halt. My hands reached out to steady myself against something. I felt scratchy bark against my skin. The moment I touched it, reality came crashing back. Or rather, it felt like I was crashing from nothingness back into reality. Whoa. I expected to wake up in my bed in a cold sweat, but when I came to, I was standing up. I wasn't even in my room, much less my bed. I was in the middle of the woods, surrounded by trees on all sides. Panic rose in my throat. Did I do it again? That strange sensation of crashing back into reality was both eerily familiar and terrifyingly nostalgic. Wow, that's a lot of words. I'd felt it before. How long have I been gone this time? My heart was thudding uncomfortably as I looked around and listened for search parties. It was probably stupid to immediately assume I'd been missing for weeks already, but it's not like it would have been unprecedented. There was only silence. I wasn't sure whether I should have been relieved or not, but at the very least, I must not have been gone for long. But now what? It was dark and cloudless. I was in a bit of a clearing, so the moon lit up my surroundings pretty well. I turned, trying to get my bearings. To my great relief, I saw the warm glow of lights through the trees, only a short distance away. Was I just sleepwalking? Or something? That had never happened before, especially not to the point that I ended up outside. I took a deep breath and started making my way back towards the lights. It was freezing, and before I stopped to contemplate any major questions about the current situation, I needed to get back home. I would worry about the sudden sleepwalking problem after that. Oh, okay. We all know who that. Something in the distance let out a long howl. A shiver crawled up my spine as I looked anxiously over my shoulder. Coyote, maybe? It was a ways off, but it was still too close for comfort. I carefully picked my way through a little gully? Okay. Wincing as I found the blackberry vine I hadn't been looking for. Ow, ow, ow! Not me actually shaking my hand out in real life.
It was very good. Ow.
Thank you. Me voice acting is quite entertaining if you actually look at my person while I'm doing it. I have stories.
No, I do expressions, like hand gestures too.
Just small tangent. When I was playing a character who got stabbed, and I was doing the lines over and over again, and I put my hands in as if I was holding a dagger in my hands and like shoved them into my stomach as if I was as if I was being stabbed, and that's how I said the lines.
Nice.
Fun tidbit for everyone right there.
Just act out your
If you know
lines.
what scene I'm talking about, you know.
Oh no. You're gonna get
Anyway.
PTSD.
Anyway, it managed to wrap itself around both my legs in no time. Thorns jabbed at my fingers as I tried to pry it off in the dark. The sudden crackle of underbrush off to one side immediately put my heart in my throat again. What was that? I strained to see into the shadows. It might have been a deer, but this area did, apparently, have black bears, not to mention things like cougars. Everything went silent again. I was thinking of making a break for the lights. They were maybe 40 yards away and up a hill. I could make it. Suddenly, a shadow moved. I tried to make out the shape, but it was deep in the trees, beyond the moonlight. To my relief, it looked like it was moving away from me. But when it suddenly broke into a run... What? I was almost certain I glimpsed something person-shaped. Someone else was out here too? But who? And were they watching me? Oh, so tempting!
Do we want to be reckless, or do we want to be rational?
You know which one I want to be.
We could literally get a bad ending right now because of your recklessness.
I kind of figured. Like, I really want to follow the shadow, but I know I shouldn't.
Before we do that,
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. I was gonna be a good child.
Are you sure?
I was gonna be a good
You'll
child.
Be a child?
I'm so incredibly tempted to follow. And I probably would just for funsies, but I will be a good child. I know for a fact it's the rational thing to do.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you were in the forest alone and it was dark and you saw something move.
Yeah, no. I'd be booking it for the houses.
Alright, let's go.
But I'm not, so. I didn't stick around to find out who that was. I yanked myself away from the blackberries and broke into a staggering run towards the lights. My feet were gonna be a mess, but the rest of me was safe. That's all that mattered. I could live without feet.
What a great line.
Okay. What a line. I didn't know where the shadow went. It was gone in no time, unsurprisingly. They had shoes, I assumed. I didn't. In the woods, barefoot running was more like frantic, pain-filled hopping. But in a few minutes, I broke through the trees and found myself not far away from my house. The lights I'd seen through the trees were from Elliot's back porch. Thank goodness. Back gate had been left wide open. I must have come through there. From the looks of it, I was right. I hadn't been gone long. The lights were still off. Fortunately, I woke up before I got too far away. I let myself back into the yard, quietly creeping to the house and into a partially opened back door. It was so weird knowing I'd have come out this way, but I didn't remember any of it. It wasn't like it was unusual for me, but I just couldn't afford to start this stuff up again. As I was shutting the door, I heard the sound of soft movement behind me. I spun around, startled. Spencer was there at the bottom of the stairs. I could barely make his face out in the dim light from over the stove.
Oh god.
I forgot about this.
What are you doing?
I stepped out for some air. Couldn't sleep. I wasn't about to tell him I'd gone for a little sleepwalk in the woods at night. I padded across the kitchen and tried to get up the stairs, but Spencer blocked my way.
That's all you were doing?
Yeah, that's it. Can you let me go in my room? I'm freezing. Wait a second. I've been doing the creepy sleepwalker thing, and I had to do some serious thinking about that, but... What are you doing up?
I heard you coming in. I thought it was a burglar.
Ah, well, it's not. Just me. And since I live here, could you please move? He didn't look like he wanted to, but he finally stepped aside and let me pass. It wasn't until I shut the door to my room that I realized Spencer had been fully dressed, and wearing shoes. Why was he fully dressed if he got up when he heard me come in? Then again, maybe he'd thrown his clothes on when he thought he'd heard someone downstairs. No one wanted to confront a potential thief in t-shirt. Sorry, I was laughing too much by the end of that.
The
Wanted to
visual
confront
imagery.
potentially. I started laughing before I even got there. No one wanted to confront a potential thief in a t-shirt and boxers.
That would be funny.
That's why I started laughing. I assumed. But I was way too tired.
Tired.
I was way too tired to dwell on that. And before I could go back to sleep, I had to pick the thorns out of my feet and disinfect the numerous cuts and scrapes. That occupied me for far longer than I would have liked. When I finally fell into bed, I didn't have any more answers about why I'd been outside than I did when I first woke up out there. And I wasn't sure if there was anyone I could tell about it, not without kicking up a fuss, and I really, really didn't want that.
Ah, bright.
It is very bright.
My eyes.
My eyes!
My eyes!
Before bed last night, and before my nighttime escapades, there we go, I got it, in the woods, Allie and I had texted quite a bit about my less than exemplary first day at school. She had casually informed me that she would be driving me there and back for the foreseeable future. Or at least until I got my own car. Fortunately, she lived in the same neighborhood, so it wouldn't really be an inconvenience for her to stop by. The only drawback was that she usually had to arrive early because she did extra credit work in the office. It was mostly just filing, but such, but it meant that she had to be there quite a bit before classes started. Which meant I would have to loiter around the school with nothing to do for a little over half an hour. I wasn't going to complain though, it could have been worse. I had to admit that I was kind of annoyed Spencer basically won. He wouldn't have to drive me to school or put up with being anywhere near me anymore. But then Dad informed us that Spencer had lost car privileges for the next month. Dad would pick him up after school and drive him to the showroom for work, and the poor guy would have to catch the bus every morning. To add insult to injury, the car would sit unused the entire time, since I'd be riding with Allie.
She's not going to... She's not even going to be using it. Oh god, right.
You're both of them, let's go!
I am... Too bad. You left her at school on purpose. I don't think you deserve to drive the car. I'm already going to be working for you for a month and doing all her chores. I get it. I'm sorry. I just had a bad day. That's not an excuse to leave your sister crying in the parking lot.
They were already at it when I went downstairs. I tried to ignore the fight as I ate breakfast. It wasn't easy, especially with the look Spencer kept giving me. He could not expect me to feel sorry for him. There was absolutely no way I feel sorry for him. I mean, he was my brother, and he'd already been punished. Ugh, I tried to ignore the part of me that wanted to defend him. Oh no! I don't want to be a good person.
Wow. Okay.
I know I should be, but I don't want to.
Oh my god. I don't want to be a good person.
I put my head into my knees are like up right now, so I put them against my knees and just. I don't want to be a good person. But also, I should be a good person.
I mean, I always like to be a good person. The fact that it makes me feel better. It's like, yeah, I did the honorable thing.
I like a little angst in my life, okay?
Yeah, but at the same time, see, here's my thought process for this. What if we need our brother's help at one point?
I know. It's like, it's cashing in a favor, which is
like,
so nice. But also at the same time, if like this was me in this situation and I had been ditched like that,
yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I could like defend him.
Yeah, but I'm also
like, I think I would. It being the next day, I think I would be really mad still.
Yeah, but from Nora's perspective, this is her twin brother.
Yeah, from her perspective,
yeah.
she's much nicer. She's not as angsty as I am apparently.
Yeah, like this is a less like I told you, this is a less angsty version of a lot of your characters.
Yeah,
she's more sarcastic than anything.
She's more sarcastic. She's definitely a nicer person because she's like, like I would definitely have that guilt factor going a little bit, but like I need a day or so for the punishment to really sink in, and then I'll go on and then I'll be.
I'm gonna put in my thought process. I just don't want to be mean to him. I'm honestly kind
of
scared
I know
of
you
brother
don't.
Too. Of like the fact that he was like sitting on the stairs last night, like sussing her out. Like, what are you doing? I'm like, if we're nice.
Oh no, there's no doubt about the fact that he is sus.
Yeah, he's like.
We've established.
He thinks she's like something else, you know, like. He's like, you're like.
My problem is, I feel like we're gonna defend him, and it's gonna backfire.
Well, we won't know until we find out, won't we?
I know. I know I'm gonna choose defend, but I don't want to.
We must do what we must.
I know.
Alright,
I know, I, like, you could tell I was going to do it from the start, it's just I really don't want to.
It's so tempting, but no, we must
It's
try
so tempting,
to
but yeah,
morals. No. Alright?
I know. I know, it's just, I feel like this is gonna backfire on us so hard, and I'm not ready for that.
In the words of a songwriter known as Will Stetson, who did a song for Honkai Star Rail, it feels so good when your morals are praised. Alright, so anyways. Sorry. Anybody who gets my reference, Spencer. I love you. Alright.
Yeah, no, this is me. Yep, this is me. I hated myself for it, but I couldn't let him suffer. Oh, well, Dad, just let him use the car. I already have another ride. They both look at me in surprise. I couldn't blame them. My defending him was probably the last thing they'd expect.
Yesterday, you were pretty eager to see Spencer punished.
Well, yesterday I was still mad, and I do think he deserves the work he's getting. Because that was a lousy thing to do, Spencer. I sighed and gave up on breakfast, pushing my plate away. But, I mean, there's no point in the car just sitting there. It's cold, and so it'll probably sap the battery. And that'll be a pain. And just, I don't know. It's going to suffer enough having to put up with you and Grandpa in the same room with each other every afternoon. Oh my gosh. She's not wrong.
Thank you, Courtney. That's helpful.
I try.
Are you sure about this, Madison?
No.
I'm sorry.
Madison? You know, we're playing this as Madison. I have to be nicer. Okay.
Yeah, your body thing, Madison is the sweetest. So.
Madison is the sweetest out of all of us. I'm petty. I would have loved to have been like, no.
I'm just scared to be mean. That's my like.
I don't like giving up that easy. I was like, let's go. I don't
like
want
conflict.
to go.
I'm not as dramatic as, yeah. I like soft, fluffy.
This is more conflict than not saying anything.
Yeah. I mean,
it's just
the one
conflict between
two. Sorry, I didn't finish that line.
I shrugged. It sucked, but it wasn't worth this. Besides, there was a part of me that just didn't want to deal with him being even angrier at me than he already was. That's so true, though.
Yeah,
I hadn't
he
even thought
brought
about
it
that
up
one.
like,
But
you know,
also,
meh.
But also, I would have been like, "It's karma, mate."
Yeah.
And left.
Slams the door.
Okay. It's okay. I'm okay with this choice, guys. I promise.
You're gonna be like,
I'm fine with
I regret
it.
this
Just
later.
let him use it. No, because this is gonna come back, and he's gonna owe me a favor now. Dad mulled it over for a long time. If she's okay with it, why not let him use the car? It'll be a burden for everyone if you have to pick him up every day for a month.
Fine.
Father.
I'm getting there. I had to think about it for a minute. Fine. The driving part of your sentence is revoked, but the chores and work at the showroom stand.
Spencer looks enormously relieved. He grabbed his books off the counter and immediately headed out the door, but he paused as he passed by the table. For the first time in a really, really long time, I felt his hand ruffle my hair.
Aww.
That's so sweet. I looked up in surprise to see him giving me a really sad look.
It's now a good time to say I'm really weak to head pats.
Goodness gracious.
Like, if someone head pats, even if it's like a sibling dynamic or like just a friend who like head pat, I'm like, oh, ah. Sorry. It's just such a cute gesture to me. But also like, don't touch me.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch me, but also the same
Don't
time,
touch me even though
it's great. But like, no.
No. Don't look at me even though I want you to look. You're really hot. Do you remember that? Were you there for that? Or that would be an Elliot thing?
I think
it was during
thing.
Cinderella Phenomenon.
I might have been, but I don't remember that.
No, it was totally a me and Elliot conversation.
That sounds like, yeah.
I can't remember what
It
about.
might have been during
but...
your Seven Deadly Sins stage. I don't know. That sounds like something that would happen. I don't know.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, it felt like the moment for that.
Did you read this?
Yeah.
Oh. Thanks.
And he was gone. And that was the last time we saw Spencer. I was kind of stunned.
Yeah, he gave the sibling head pat. That's like rare.
I was just rinsing my breakfast dishes when I heard Allie honking.
Honk honk.
Honk honk. Moments later, I ran out the door, still trying to pull on my jacket. Because we are the same. Honk honk.
So I was thinking.
A dangerous pastime.
Ha ha. I'm not playing.
Aw.
Anyway, I was thinking that you should join my club.
The one you were at yesterday? Man, it's so much nicer to ride with someone who isn't ignoring me.
Yep, there are only a few girls in it. The only one who really shows up frequently is, well, she's kind of a bit catty.
Puns! Sorry. Oh god, don't tell me it's Kara.
No.
So you want me to join a club and deal with some other catty girl? When
I want you
in the
to
most
keep me
literal
company.
sense.
You fit in great. Give it a try, please. In any case, if you're waiting for me to finish up every day, you might as well just join it instead of sitting around.
Okay, that's a fair point. What is this club anyway?
Paranormal Mysteries Club.
I stare at her. The first thing that came to mind when I thought of the paranormal were UFOs, bone physics? No, that says psychics, doesn't it? Yep, it does. It doesn't say physics. Bone psychics. And those cheesy websites with articles about Atlantis and dinosaurs living in the Amazon. Really?
It's actually really fun.
I eye her skeptically. I was sure it was fun if you were into that kind of thing, but I couldn't imagine her believing that stuff. So what, you research Bigfoot or something? Do ghost hunts? Look for aliens?
Well, not exactly, but you'll find out if you stop by. I promise you'll have fun. Oh, those two guys you live next door to? Elliot and Danny? They're both in it.
Seriously? I didn't think either of them would be into that sort of thing. I tried to imagine Danny getting excited over blurry images of someone in an ape suit. It didn't compute.
You'd be surprised. Just think about it, okay?
It might not hurt to give it a try, I guess. Ellie lets out her characteristic squeal of excitement. It would be really annoying if it wasn't so completely adorable. When we reached the school, Allie went to help in the office. I had decided to stop by my locker before going to the library to read for a while. It's definitely still pretty early. There was almost no one around as I opened my locker door to grab my trig and chemistry books. I really hoped that things would go more smoothly than the day before. Yesterday morning had only been okay because the stories hadn't spread that far yet, but now everyone had heard them.
That was a very...
Oh my gosh, that was so creepy!
Yeah, I was like, oh.
That scared me! I'm so thankful I only had one headphone on. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I heard a soft sigh and turned around immediately, expecting to see someone behind me waiting for me to get out of their way. There was no one there. Oh, okay, this is even better. Let's go. I looked up and down the hall, but there was no one in sight. Hello, Mr. Ghost? Could you not breathe on me, please? Okay. That was weird. Hello, I said the line.
I know, you have a delay for some reason for me.
Oh, is it really bad?
It's like, you say the line and I hear it like 3 seconds later.
Huh. Weird. I definitely heard something. Chewing my lip, I shut my locker door, still listening. Maybe it was a draft of some kind, but it really sounded like a person.
Someone just going into their mic.
Just really heavy breathing.
Like, like, hey Jeff, did she get that? Did you breathe hard enough?
I think we had to do a few more takes, guys.
Yeah. Alright, you go
I
next,
shook my
Ghost.
head and took a deep breath. It was probably just my imagination. I was on edge because of yesterday and last night. That was all. I headed for the school library.
I would go there too.
Yeah, you would. I wonder what sort of things they really do in Paranormal Mysteries Club. Allie had said it was fun. When I go to the librarian was nowhere to be found, so I hid in a corner and read until the first bell rang. After that, I basically spent the morning thinking about Allie's club. She said Danny and Elliot were in it, but I didn't sit close enough to either of them in the literature to ask about it. The only interesting thing about Trig was Corbin managing to fall into a knee-waist basket. Knee-high waist. Oh, knee-high?
Yeah.
Whoa! High-waisted? Whoa,
Okay.
sorry. Chemistry was boring. Everyone had quickly realized Spencer would not engage, which meant they directed all questions at me, so I told them I'd been kidnapped by Bigfoot and Elvis. I couldn't wait until that rumor got around the school. And I really hoped Kara enjoyed it. As soon as I reached the cafeteria, Danny ambushed me and insisted I have lunch with his group. Since it was better than eating alone, I didn't argue. Where's Allie at lunch?
Well, we'll find out.
Elliot was already waving at us. I'm just picturing Elliot, like this little emo guy, doing like a wave with his full body, so full arm extended, like back and forth.
The car wash.
You can picture it now too,
balloon,
right?
The car sale.
Yes! Yes, but that's Elliot just over here. You can now never unsee it. You're welcome.
Thanks, Moon. I need
Elliot
to
was
find
already-
a short video of the gif of the car wash balloon and just put
Yeah.
it there.
Elliot was already waving at us from a table across the room, which made it even more impossible to say no. Danny led me over to where he and a few others were sitting.
Don't.
Ah, shoot, I'm Danny.
Yeah, I remember I took over for a brief moment when two of them came on.
Yeah,
I'll take over if Mark comes back.
So, everyone, this is Madison. I shifted uncomfortably as all eyes were suddenly on me.
Hey, the new
Hello,
girl everyone's talking about?
The person? Well, she's new anyway.
You sitting here today, Madison?
Yeah, looks like it. I was relieved that no one argued. They just moved their chairs around so I could sit sandwiched between Elliot and Danny. I said that reverse, but you know what? It's fine.
So, how do you know Danny?
Oh, please recite the story. Please say he hit you with a football. I looked over at the girl talking. I had no idea what her name was, but she had a nice smile.
She is very cute looking.
She is. I like. Well, I moved in next door.
Oh, so you're neighbors then?
I nodded. Yep, that's what moving next door meant, pretty much. The boy who spoke leaned. Oh.
Did you read the line?
I don't have a line. I said that. The boy who spoke leaned across the table and grinned.
It cut out after leaned and nothing else.
Oh, my apologies. I did read the whole.
What?
Spoke leaned across the table and grinned.
Can,
I don't know.
Can you do me a favor?
Can you not hear me?
Can you like leave and come back for a second?
Yeah, that's weird. Okay. Bye!
This is weird. Oh, she like really left. Okay, there we go.
Hello?
Hello? Like, whenever you pause, it like stops and then like I heard it like so this is what happened. It's like the boy who spoke leaned and then it stopped and then I heard you go, "Oh!" I was like, "What?"
That's weird.
Yeah. I don't know why that's happened.
Okay. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah. Oh, the boy.
The boy.
You know. So all the things people are saying about you, are they true? I don't know. I'm just gonna go for like.
I wish I could tell you how I drop my voice. Like I'm in my
like
throat
I know
when I'm
how
speaking.
to. It's just it's not comfortable for me. Like,
Yeah,
it's
that
really
makes
hard.
sense.
I don't have a naturally deep voice, so it's really hard for me to get really low.
Yeah, welcome to the struggle. Ooh.
James, come on, man.
Sorry, I was yawning.
I was just asking.
It's fine.
Sorry, James. I gave you such a goofy voice.
And like I've told everyone so far, most of the things being said about most of the things being said or speculated are not true. I really did get lost in the woods. I don't remember it. My brother really was attacked by what we think was probably a cougar and something while out looking for me. Yes, he injured one of his eyes. No, they're not sure how. It's actually nowhere near as mysterious as people try to make it out to be. It was just
Sensationalized.
Sensationalized at the time. All that happened was that I got lost and Spencer somehow hurt his eye.
I don't know who's saying this.
I think this is the girl.
So, you really didn't see a murder in the woods? Raina.
I think that's about as likely as encountering Sasquatch.
Maybe it was a serial killing Sasquatch?
I liked her. I was about to say that though. Well, aliens are also a popular theory.
Serial killing alien Sasquatch?
Now that's just crazy talk. Everyone laughed, and I was relieved the conversation didn't seem like it was going to be the usual interrogation.
Oh, Elliot, man, I read about something amazing about your club. Totally should investigate. Oh? Why? Batsquatch.
Batsquatch?
You know, like giant bats.
He gestured wildly as he started explaining the supposed creature to Elliot. See, why would you specifically mention it to Elliot but not Danny?
Well, they're both in the club.
Yeah, but he only said Elliot when he was mentioning it.
I don't know.
I tuned him out and turned to Danny. So, I don't see Allie anywhere. I didn't see her yesterday either. Do you know if she eats somewhere else? Oh, this is me again. Allie? Yeah, I don't think she eats in the cafeteria. Ah, I see. That was disappointing. I guess it meant I couldn't even have lunch with her. I wonder where she did eat. Maybe with the teachers or something? Though I couldn't imagine that would be fun. But even if she wasn't around, Danny's friends weren't too bad. They were rowdy, but really nice. I didn't usually like crowds much, but after yesterday, it was a nice change of pace to be surrounded by friendly people. Speaking of the club, Allie mentioned she invited you to join. It. Oh, yeah, well. Haven't made up your mind yet about it? Well, I mean... I glance back at James dubiously as he tries to convince Elliot that Batsquatch is a viable topic of study for the club. Do you really study things like that? Danny just laughed. No, not really. We do look into paranormal, but I suppose it's a little more mainstream than Batsquatch. I can't say that with a serious face. Mainstream. I wondered if that was more along the lines of ghosts and ESP instead of UFOs and unlikely mammals. Yeah, sure. That was words. There are lots. Oh, that's not me. There are lots of stories that have much more solid foundation beneath them than Batsquatch. I can't. You don't think that maybe some folklore has a seed of truth to it?
The title of this episode is now Batsquatch.
Yeah. I guess it depends on the folklore. I mean, if you take something like the vampires of Europe, a lot of people think that certain historical figures might have inspired some of those tales with their less than a savory behavior. But if you're suggesting that seed of truth is supernatural in origin, I'm not sure about that. But it does make for a potentially interesting study topic, right? I suppose it might. If Allie invited you, then you should consider taking her up on it. It might be nice to have a new member.
No, seriously, we'd love to have a new member. Hey, that's not fair. I tried to join too, you know. What am I doing right now? Help. Help. You know. You know. Help. I'm so sorry. And your president.
Does James come up a lot?
No, thankful. Gosh.
Yeah, okay. Then continue.
Your president kept avoiding me until I finally ended up joining something else. And now my schedule's too full. Oh, what? No. There we go.
That's not suspicious at all.
I thought you didn't join because the club room creeped you out.
That's not it. I mean, it is kind of creepy though.
I didn't even think the Mysteries Club accepted new members. Everyone I know who thought about joining ended up not doing it.
Wonder why.
Yeah.
We take new members sometimes. I think people often decide they don't have the time for it. Huh, now they're making me kind of curious. And Danny's description actually did sound kind of interesting. At the very least, it was different than what I first imagined. I mulled it over for the rest of lunch, wondering just what kind of club it really was.